Hello and welcome to Otherworld Connections. I'm Gino and I use a pendulum and I use some cards and I ask questions and get answers. And you can do it too. But hey, I'm doing it for us, for myself, for you. And I got this, well, if we call it a gift, we all have a gift, so it's kind of like not really a gift because we all have them. We're all special. I received this gift through working as an early childhood teacher, working with young children for a number of years. Working with working with young children, I said the word numb, it does numb you. It drains your energy. It makes you tired. It makes you worn out. It puts you in the theta brainwave state. And in that brainwave state is where a lot of magic can happen. And the young kids draw you into that state. And it's like basically working hard to do well for the kids is like a spiritual dojo. And you work like a muscle, your spiritual muscle. In the theta brainwave state, you're exhausted, you're tired, you're kind of short fused, and you have to dig deep and get those good outcomes and good engagements and good learning and results, all for the kids. And when you do that, your intuition grows. And so that's what happened. And here I am with a pendulum and some cards. Do a little reading for you guys. Now, I've got a fuzzy distortion sound. I don't know where it's coming from. I think... check one. Yo. Yo. Hello. 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 Yes. Yes. Oh well, we'll just have to live with it. Okay. Yeah, we're just going to do it. So today's reading is the road to an alternative lifestyle. It's about a pathway to your changes you want to make. I don't know, maybe it's going off grid or something. Well, an alternative lifestyle. That's you living your life differently, me living my life differently. So we're going to hopefully get some tips and tricks from making those other world connections and find out what is going on and what can we do. So yes, let's get going. Start shuffling these cards. Find out what to do. Okay, first card has popped out. Again, we get this one all the time. Fragmentation, integration, psychological actualization. So it starts with the mind. That's the principle of mentalism. It's natural law. Everything comes from the mind. There are ways around it. If you feel and act. But we need to make a change, so we need to be able to think of what we're doing. So this absolutely is where it starts. Let's have a look on the Dowsing card book. In the Dowsing card book, the general testing Dowsing cards. Let's go down to number 34. Let's do that. Number 34. This card indicates to us the need to test if our client is currently experiencing fragmentation that needs to be resolved. If, on the contrary, he is in a place in which the integration of life experiences is necessary, or if he is updating his psyche, also called psychological actualization, These three movements of the psyche and of the soul occur in moments of personal growth. We all have incarnated with more or less great levels of fragmentation at the level of the soul and the psyche. And our task is to unify ourselves fully. Every time we work with ourselves, whether in healing sessions or in meditation through personal awareness, we can integrate fragments that were separated from us as a result of the traumatic experiences we have experienced. Integration is the ability to carry out a creative and constructive synthesis of everything we have experienced. The actualization of the psyche is a consequence of both the work of the reunification of our friend. Okay, we're recovering fragments of the soul. That's what we're doing. Okay, that's just one way. It's just one way to say it, right? Just figure it out. We're going to figure it out. We're going to fix it. We're going to fix things. We've got problems. We're going to fix them. And I would say this is at a soul level in the sense that if we are considering a change, an alternative to the way we're living, that is an alternative lifestyle. And if we're considering it, well, there's something down in our soul that's telling us that we need to make a change, or we want to make a change, or it's the right thing to do to make a change. So yes. So that's dealing with, excuse me, psychological actualization, no. Integration, no. Fragmentation, yes. So we're taken away from our better decisions and our life path from an early age. We are indoctrinated into conformity. We are taught to not stick up for ourselves, or we're taught to take the rights away of others. We're taught to prevent other people from sticking up for themselves against us. We're taught to be the victim or the bully. And neither of those life paths are the lifestyle that we're supposed to live. So that's going down to a deep spiritual and behavioral level, right? Having said that, wanting to make physical 3D reality changes, as in external changes, like, alternative lifestyle, the first thing that comes to mind is going off-grid, right? So, if that's an idea, or if that's the idea, excuse me, that is connected to actually who we're supposed to be deep down. There's something in that. And I think that the concept of going off-grid is, how can I say, has been codified back into the normative, back into the matrix, so to speak. It's been, it hasn't been, okay, co-opt is a strong word, but it has been co-opted. I think making lifestyle changes or living an alternative lifestyle is connected to the fragmentation in our mind, or the desire to reintegrate our mind with our heart and our soul, and so on and so forth, which is related to our thoughts and emotions and actions. Right. So let's go to the next card. There we go. Negative influence. Okay, here's the hard part. Number 20, negative influence. Let's have a look. Are we talking about people? Yeah. We've been through this before on Other World Connections. It's a big thing. It's a big deal. Dealing with people in your life that are a negative influence. Number 20. This card indicates the presence of an influence in the subtle field of the client. Thoughts, emotions, layers of the aura, organs, functions, systems of his organism on the part of entities, disembodied, negative aliens, negative guides, any other type of negative force affecting him. We can find out, excuse me, man, what this influence is, how it influences, how it affects the client, why he might be open to such influences. Okay, so other than the obvious things like maybe negative self-talk or self-defeating thoughts, giving into fear. What will happen if I do this or don't do this? We're talking about negative influences of people around you. Sad but true part of life. Okay, shall we go to another card? Shall we go to another card to figure out what to do with these negatives? I'm getting a no. I'll try and show you the dowsing while I'm at it. I've had a few constructive criticisms of the show, so I appreciate that. I'm a bit shy to show you the actual pendulum thing because I've done it so much, I'll tell you, that sometimes I just hold the pendulum and I know it's going to be a yes or a no. And sometimes I feel it's already going to go away, and just for fun, I actually, you see me doing this, you see me actually playing around with it, and I get the answer. So there's no ceremony to it. There's a thing that you won't be told on your professional dowsing courses that people say that you should do. You don't need to do them. You just need to hold it. You can even just get a stone with a bit of string. That's part of why I've got this. I decorated it a little bit. Let me show you. I play around with speaker wire, which is really cool. Speaker wire is really good for making the length instead of a chain. Speaker wire is good because of the copper. And stones are always fantastic. But you can just use a stone that you find and a bit of string and just get into it. That doesn't really help me to promote me as a brand or a business or a company. But it's just true. But if you're not really bothered, because it does take time and effort, I absolutely can help. And that's why I'm here. And yeah. So, where were we? We're sticking with this negative influence. We're dowsing what this card has to do with the whole alternative lifestyles. Do we need to remove our negative influences? Do we need to consider that the negative influence isn't affecting our desire to have an alternative lifestyle? And I was just thinking, by alternative lifestyle, do we mean like living, like changing cities and that sort of thing? Do we mean changing the way in which you live, like quitting your job, for example? Maybe changing your relationships, perhaps. No, it's not to do with relationships. Changing your career, yes. Does going off-grid have anything to do with that? Yes. Is it exclusively an off-grid thing, like going to live out literally off the electrical grid? I got a no. So for me, back and forth is a no. I don't know if that's translating well. And then this way is a yes. And then this way is a maybe. And do you know what? I also don't recommend reading about doing the dowsing if you want to get into it. I honestly recommend the very first thing you do is get a pendulum or a stone with a string. Make one, or something that goes tick-tock, can go tick-tock in your hands with a bit of swing. Just do that. Don't read the books. The books are not good. At the beginning, they're not good. Because my yes and no and maybe, they chose the direction they wanted to be. They chose when they wanted to present themselves to me. Obviously, I had yes and no at the beginning. I didn't think there was a maybe. You got to figure it out. Your pendulum might do something that's telling you a one-way response that's unique to you. And that can't be taught by anybody. You teach it to yourself. Okay, so alternative lifestyle is really just like making a big life change. Okay? Does that also include diet? Yeah, so we're talking about big life changes, which can include moving to a new location, moving to a house. So, okay, so we have to figure out if we're being influenced negatively and that's affecting our desire to change. Okay? I am the king of that. Okay, so I've I've made a lot of changes based on I've made many life changes in my life under the influence of negative influences. So we're going to go now to is there something we can do about that? Is that what we're going to do? Okay. So looking at these negative influences. All right. So we've got number 49, nature, elements, and elementals. Let's have a look. In the book, okay. This card invites us to contemplate possible imbalances related to nature, the elements, and the elemental forces. Okay. So we've obviously got earth, fire, air, and water. Okay, is there a particular element we need to be looking at here? Okay, I'm just going to douse over it. Is it air? Right. Are we talking like in an air. Let's finish reading this. Is it just literally to do with fresh air or oxygen flow? No. Okay. It's to do with thoughts, right? Not so much. Okay, let's see. Okay, so for example, we may need to connect more with nature. Is this about connecting more with nature? No. Okay, heal fears. This is about healing a fear. Or resisting time spent at the sea, in the mountains, in the open air. Nope, it's nothing to do with any of those things. We could have a conflict with the element fire, air, water, ether, earth, due to past life traumas, where we died or were injured due to them. For example, in a fire, burned at a stake, drowned in a shipwreck. Yeah, that's going pretty far away from the present to figure things out, but going back in the past is important. Let's have a look further. Many allergies or current resistance to natural elements are due to traumatic memories of ourselves or of our ancestors. We can find out what kind of problem happened and when and what solution to apply. Dowsing commands, radiostatic colors, pendulums with specific filling, essential oils, flower remedies, etc. There's recommendations for some of their pendulum products. Okay, so what I do when I read some of these things, I just run the pendulum like that. So it's not giving me anything there. My thought was, air being thoughts. Is it an elemental, a deva, or whatever you say, an elemental or thing? But is it to do with the air? Okay. Is it to do with the clouds? Clouds and our emotions are very much connected. Am I going to find more information on the next card? No. I am thinking of Wilhelm Reich. I'm just thinking of Wilhelm Reich. Nope. No Wilhelm Reich to do with any of this. But is this related to the negative influence? So is this about getting fresh air or exercise or breathing? Is there a negative influence in the air? Yes, here we go. Okay, right. It's a negative influence in the air. Is it electromagnetic radiation once again? No. Is it to do with the dun dun dun, those trails in the sky, the aerial spraying? Yes. This is a big yes. Don't know if that's coming up. Okay, and the interesting thing, the thing I think is really cool about I don't avoid it, but I try not to put too much time and energy into these things that people consider conspiracy theories. Aerial spraying is not a theory, right? You see it, it's going on, it's happening. Am I expert? No. I check out Jim Lee's work every now and again, and my partner Julia, she keeps me updated. She tunes into him a bit more than I do. But yeah, the point of the story is that, there are pollutants in the air. Is there a reptilian pilot in the sky with a magic red button underneath the dashboard? I don't think so. I don't think so, guys. Come on. Having said that, yeah, there's things in the air. So now, and the cool thing about the dowsing is concerned with these environmental factors, these energetic external negative forces. So with your dowsing, you do end up in the realm of what people consider to be conspiracy theory. But we find conspiracy facts here, or we work with conspiracy facts, and we're dealing with solutions. That's what we're dealing with, because crying about it and having nightmares about, I don't know, reptilian overlords or something is not helpful. Solutions are helpful. So yeah. Okay, so what's the point of the story? Something in the air that's a negative influence on our decision-making process. Is it much like the EMF? No. Is it something else that's affecting our brains? Okay. There's something else affecting our mind that's a pollutant in the air that prevents us from having the courage, no, not the courage, having the desires and the ideas and the motivation and the inspiration, okay, all those things, to make positive lifestyle changes, to create an alternative life for ourselves. Is that sort of outside of the matrix, dude? Yes. Okay. Okay, so does that make sense? So now we're going down a really interesting rabbit hole that kept me stuck with the dowsing in the first place. So we're gonna go to the next card here. No. Are we just gonna go and find out what it is? Yes. Okay, so here's it's fun. I don't know if it's fun for you guys to just sit through this, but we're gonna figure out the answer. So okay, should we look at Jim Lee? Should we look at Dane Wigington's work? No. Should we look at something to do with geoengineering? Well, we're probably going to end up with one of those people. But let's go have a look, and maybe Julia can drop me a line. So the first big thing is to look up geoengineering, which is a thing. And that's what this whole chemtrail palaver is all about. It's a geoengineering for good or for bad or for whatever. It's a thing. Man-made manipulation of the atmosphere. Okay. So let's have a look. Are we going to find it here? I don't know if we're going to find what we're looking for here. We're going to scroll down. The Environmental Protection Agency. No. Geoengineering Monitor. Earth.org, Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, CFR Education, Live to Plant. We want to be looking at things like, the boreum and the strontium and all that sort of carry on. We want to figure out what is the one that's affecting us in that way. I mean, okay, so when they go on about the poisons in the sky, they're obviously affecting us in many ways, but we're narrowing down to things that are affecting our own self-development, self-improvement, our dharma, our life path, our journey, in alignment with natural law. As in, us being here, doing what we came here to do, can never be in disruption of natural law. It can only be in benefit to others and without causing harm to others, and it's syntropic, right? So, okay, geoengineering watch. No. The Economist, Umwelt mission, State of the Planet, Climate News, Columbia. Okay, Pendulum saying we're going on there, so we're going on there. Scientist Cara D. Lamb. What is geoengineering? Here we go. Well, we're not. Okay, so this is something to do with stratospheric aerosol injection, marine cloud brightening, cirrus cloud thinning, space-based methods, surface albedo enhancement, cloud seeding. No, it's none of these things. Is it just more of a pollutant? Yes, okay, it's more of a pollutant. Pollutant as in, is it aerial spraying? No. Okay. Am I close? No, not at all. Okay, so I'm way off. Okay. Oh, well, there you go. I got all being overzealous about conspiracy theories, so I end up at geoengineering. Okay, so what are we going to do? We are going to do... Is it like a pesticide? Is it... Julia says a pollutant in... Is it a pollutant in the plane fuel? Is it a pollutant in the plane fuel? Thank you, Julia. Yes, it is. There we go. Interactive show here today. Much love to Julia. So, a pollutant in the plane fuel. So now we need to find... Is it also in automotive fuel? No. Okay. I don't know how all that stuff works. Right. Excellent. So let's find out. So I'm using Microsoft Bing because I just find it easier to... I read my PDFs off the Microsoft. So I've got to work on that, but I don't know. Is Bing better than Brave, better than this? Right, let's look at... Are we going to... I mean, obviously Jim Lee's the guy, right? Jim Lee the guy, absolutely. Do we need to go to his site? Is there an easier way? Yes, should we just do pollutants and airplane fuel? Okay. Pollutants in the aeroplane fuel. So we know that they've been working on obviously alternative fuels or green, low emission fuels, which turned out to be worse. Is it in the sort of newer quote unquote low carbon fuel? Yes, it is. Okay. So this is kind of like a mysticism, right? Jim Lee does have a list of all the chemicals in the fuel. Okay. Maybe it's, I've got a little list here. Maybe it's just something simple, carbon dioxide. nitrogen oxides, particulates, benzopyrene, lead. Okay, so yeah, we're going to go to the man himself, Jim Lee, Climate Watch, isn't it? Oh gosh, I'm so ignorant. Yeah, it's DC Comics. This is what always happens. It's Climate Viewer, that's it. Jim Lee, the Climate Viewer guy. Look at that handsome dude. Jim Lee, creator of Climate Viewer. Okie dokie. Pollution. Map polluted locations worldwide. This guy's a legend. So if you don't know this guy, by the way, and you're interested or curious about weather modification, this is your guy. I can't believe he's so shadow banned in the truth community. What are you guys doing, man? Is it because he's just a cool, down-to-earth guy? Possibly. Possibly. Because those people are busy doing the real work. But anyway, let's try and find out. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Well, I'm live. We've got time. Let's just do it. Let's find out, because we want to find out what the pollutant is. That's what. Oh, okay. So, no. Oh. Let's have a look. Pages, news archives, weather modification, history, chemtrail facts. Let's see. Aeroplanes emit trails that linger, disperse, and form clouds that block the sun. Find out more. Yes, please. What is a chemtrail? There's geoengineering. Okay, look. Jim Lee. Jim Lee's taken us here. We're going to read it. What is a chemtrail? Simply put, a chemtrail is a chemical trail released in the sky. With this oversimplified definition, a stream of water could be considered a chemical trail of dihydrogen monoxide, H2O. However, that would make almost everything a chemtrail, rendering the word meaningless. Therefore, we need to dig a little deeper to understand what the majority of people mean when they use the slang term chemtrail. People often use the terms chemtrail, weather modification, and geoengineering interchangeably. But few actually understand what these words mean. Being able to understand and use different terminology is key to understanding chemtrail facts. Interpreting what is happening in the sky above is going to require you to have a firm grasp of terminology and understand what each of these technologies intend to produce. Carnivores and biological warfare, clandestine operations, secret programs, adulticides, herbicides, pesticides. That's under poison. I'm just looking. Weather warfare. Contrails. Yep, so chemtrails stick around, contrails disappear. We want to get here. We want to get to what's in the chemtrail. The aviation fuel exhaust plume. We want to see what's that. Black carbon. Is it black carbon? Metal nanoparticles. No. We're getting there. We're getting there. Hopefully this is not debunking, but we're gonna. It doesn't matter. We're gonna find out what we're gonna find out. Huh. Well, it's evidence. Hmm. Dedicated spray. Okay, the we are being sprayed narrative. Yeah. Okay. But I want to see what's in the exhaust fume, which makes sense, right? When we drive a car, we see there's exhaust fumes. So when people drive a plane, there are exhaust fumes. I want to see what's in them. Okay, let's go to. No, it's on chemtrail facts. So how did I miss this? Simply put, a chemtrail is a chemical. No, okay. What are they spraying? Geoengineering does not create visible clouds. Okay, yeah, because they do stuff with aerosol injections and that. Okay, is it weather modification? Is it actually poison? Let's go read more for poison. Oh, it's a video. Bombshell report. Here we go. We've got some things. Is it in this adulticide thing? No. Larvicide, herbicide, NALED. There's these are actual aerial sprays. Chemtrail trucks in your neighborhood. Oh my gosh. Oh my goody aunt. Okay. Okay. Bacteria infected mosquitoes. Not good. Okay. Climate viewer. Chemtrail facts. What are they spraying? Trademark. That's cool. Okay, geoengineering. Weather modification. Poison. Sounding rockets. Weather warfare. It's contrails, right? Accidental geoengineering. So let's read that. High altitude ice haze. Is it the ice haze? Let's go aviation exhaust pollution. Aircraft engine exhaust emissions. Is it some kind of carbon? Nitrogen oxide? Polycyclic? Is it something here? Ultrafine particles? Volatile compounds? Abundance ratio? Environmental impact just on Wikipedia. Transport and environment. What are the toxic emissions? Is it a non-CO2 emission? Okay. Is it just the soot? Is it a sulfate aerosol? Are we getting close here? Okay. Is it something to do with sulfur? Nitrogen oxide, soot, water vapor, sulfate aerosol. Ice supersaturated region. Naphthalene. 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 There we go. It's naphthalene. Let's have a look. Naphthalene. Naphthalene. Let's see. Oh, it's a hydrocarbon. It's a pesticide. How does naphthalene end up in the... Okay, anyway. We've got naphthalene. It's there. More research required. Let's see if we can go to weather modification history and type in naphthalene. Let's go to climate viewer and go naphthalene. Yeah, here we go. What's this? Climate viewer news. flight pollution, naphthalene. There we go. So I'm just really... Let's search this for naphthalene. Excuse me. Trade secret polymer containing sulfur. Trade secret polymer containing nitrogen and naphthalene. What's that? Safety data sheet. Should we just assume? I know we shouldn't really assume. But, you know, one website said it's there. It's in a reference of a speech that Jim Lee gave to, I think, Congress. Let's just see and the naphthalene fact sheet. Naphthalene is made from crude oil. Oh, there we go. It's made from crude oil or coal tar. It is also produced when things burn. So naphthalene is found in cigarette smoke, car exhaust, and smoke from forest fires. It is used as an insecticide and pest repellent. Naphthalene was first registered as a pesticide. I mean, I used to smoke, like big time. What are some products that contain naphthalene? Mothballs. Alright. How might I be exposed to naphthalene? Well, it's in the air. That's the problem. So are we taking like doses of it sort of permanently? And is that because of the airplanes? There we go. Okay. So that's what we got. What happens to naphthalene when it enters the body? It's broken down to alpha naphthol, which is linked to the development of hemolytic anemia. Kidney and liver damage may also occur. Alpha naphthol and other metabolites are excreted in urine. In animals, naphthalene breaks down into other compounds, including alpha naphthol, which may affect the lungs and eyes. It's found in the milk of exposed cows, but the residues disappeared quickly after the cows. Okay, so there's definitely we're going to find apologies. But yeah, naphthalene is affecting our drive to create changes in our lives. There we go. Okay, so is there something we can do? Is that what we're going to now? Should I play another card? Yes. Right, we're going to play another card and then we're going to wrap it up. Oh. Okay, I've got one card here and then one card on the floor. Are they together? Yes. Okay. Okay, so interesting. This one is agreements, contracts, and promises. Is it in something that Jim Lee's done? A solution? Well, I think there is a solution there because it's about he's taking on, obviously, he's shining a light on the problem. So he's a whistleblower, and that's where it's all at. So the reality is doing something about the chemtrails, right? But say you're one of these people that doesn't have skin in that game. Well, we all do have skin in the game. I think there's things we can do about it in our personal life. Is it about, okay, let's have a look. Is it making an agreement? Is it about a contract? Is it about making a promise? Okay, it's about making a promise. Let's have a look quickly on the Dowsing card. book, number 18. Your client has consciously or unconsciously signed an agreement or made a promise. No, but we need to make a promise or like a vow. It's something to do with our personal objects and belongings. Okay. So, yeah, sorry. The next card is this. Personal objects and belongings. Number 4. Is there something contributing to it in our personal objects or belongings? Is there something we should have? So is the promise thing, is that more like something we should always have with us? Is that on our person? Yes. Okay. Oh, great. Okay. So, it's not a mask. No, it's not a mask. Oh my God! Thank goodness. Is it an orgonite? Is it a coil, copper coil? I forget the real name of that. Are we close? No. Okay. Is it something Wilhelm Reich-ish? Is it a frequency zapper type thing? No. Is it something that we already have? No. But is it something that we should have with us on our person? Is it a spray? Is it a herb or spice? Something like that? Is it a crystal? Is it a stone? Are we close? Not really, no. Is it something quote unquote new agey? Yes. Okay, interesting. Should I... Oh, dropping my thing. Should I play another card? Let's play another card. Okay. All right. I think we're really going down a rabbit hole here. Is this the right card? So, original source, divine will, higher self, ego. Is it just air purifier? There we go. I did look at this. I got this card, and I just thought fresh air. Because you see there's that light. I just felt like there's a jet of air or something. So there we go. We want an air purifier. I got one in the room here. We can't have it on our person at all times. But yes, there we go. So that is... It's funny, right? So think of the correspondence to pure air and a pure thought, because air is associated with thoughts. So we want to get an air purifier. And an air purifier is going to purify the air, remove that naphthalene from our environment where possible. So yeah, if you get one in your workspace, your office, your bedroom, or your house, your car, or those places where you spend the most time, and that one that will somehow remove the naphthalene, however that works. We won't go too far into that because I don't know, and I'm not going to... I mean, it's going to be pretty boring, but there we go. So to create an alternative lifestyle, you need to create an alternative air space in your life, because the air space up there is being dominated with pollutants and it's affecting us. So in our environment, we can control the best we can. And one way to do that is air purification. So purify the air to purify the mind and to get those pure ideas of alternative living. So you can live and do the things that you were brought here to do. All right. So another interesting one there. I'm going to do some more of these. Thanks so much for tuning in. I love you all, and we'll see you at the next one, eh?